Welcome back to ASBR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's Niall, and I'm just here to give a quick reaction to what we've just seen from Florida, as former world champion Nicholas Walters has produced what is considered to be an upset from the bookmakers' odds, as he's defeated Joseph Adorno on points at Pro Box headquarters in Plant City, Florida. And yeah, Walters, of course, the former featherweight world champion, who quite bizarrely disappeared off the boxing scene entirely in 2016 after his infamous fight against Vasyl Lomachenko, where he was soundly outboxed and kind of threw the towel in on himself in the corner and quit in that one. And he hadn't been seen for over 6 years until he made his comeback last year in February of 2023, where he faced Luis Diaz Marmol and then Reinaldo Escavilla, two quite unheralded journeymen. Yeah, so now at 38, the Jamaican former one of the who used to be one of the most feared punchers in boxing, to be honest, has produced the biggest win of this comeback as he's outpointed the younger man, Joseph Adorno, another big puncher in Florida. And yeah, as I say, Adorno was the fairly big favorite coming into this one, and I kind of wasn't surprised at that. I wasn't expecting anything from Walters here, really. I thought Adorno would have stopped him, but right from the start of this one, Walters he looked really good, to be honest with you. He looked like the more experienced man. He got his jab working well from early, and he looked more composed. It was just a jab masterclass, really. He skilled Adorno here from the start. It wasn't the most action-packed fight, but as I mentioned, he just used all his experience and his ring craft to kind of frustrate the younger man, who was also on quite a bit of a kind of hot and cold form before this. He lost two of his last three, but yeah, Walters worked that jab, solid jab, left jab, popped it out there early, red in the face of Adorno early. Yeah, and just control the distance totally from start to finish, control the pace of the fight. Adorno never looked comfortable, never got set, was nowhere near active enough. It was quite an unusually tame performance from Joseph Adorno. He went back to his corner after one of the rounds and said that he wasn't feeling the effect of the punches from Nicholas Walters, but I don't know what stopped him then from kind of committing more than he did, because it was way too few and far between the spells of success that he had. Was he looking for the big left hook of his own to knock Walters out or hurt Walters? Who knows? But Walters won most of the rounds there. You say he boxed so well. Brilliant jab, really good jab, controlled the whole fight, distance, time, and even on the inside, worked the body well, chipped away at the body, nice uppercuts, didn't get greedy with his work, was straight back out on the back foot, outboxing him again, and yeah, just completely schooled Adorno there. There's no real other word for it, to be honest with you. I gave Adorno 3 rounds in that fight, round 6 to 8, where it looked like the tide might be turning, to be honest with you, and he bloodied the nose of Nicholas Walters. And Walters looked really kind of uncomfortable with it. It looked like a broken nose, to be honest, with the rate it was pumping blood, and Walters was pawing at it and wiping it quite constantly. So he looked quite uncomfortable with that. But even then, rounds 9 and 10, Walters took back control, and of course, the end of round 9, Adorno had a point taken off him for a shot that was kind of really noticeably late, so it was well deserved point taken off him there for that. And that kind of cemented the win for Walters if he stayed on his feet and was doing what he was doing, which he did. And yeah, he prevailed on the judges' scorecards with scores on 95, 94, 97, 92, and 98, 91. So yeah, an upset win for Nicholas Walters here, who at 38 looked really good in defeating Joseph Adorno. And the one thing I can take away from tonight is, what if, what if he had stayed active after the Lomachenko fight? It just completely took his heart away from him, and he disappeared off the face of the earth. But if he had got his head right after that one and stayed in shape and stayed active, if he looked that good, who knows what he could have done? Could he have picked up another world title? Like he was only 30, he's only about 30 when he faced Lomachenko, which is crazy. He's 38 now, and even though he looked that good, what is there that's left for him? That's the question. I'd be very surprised if he got near fighting for a world title again, especially in the current kind of uh the current exciting lightweight division, against champions like whether it be Hank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, or Lomachenko or Barbosa is fighting for the 135-pound IBF title. Who knows? Going to be very interesting to see who Nicholas Walters fights next. Will it be on another showbox card? Time's not on his side if he does want one more run at this at a world title. So you'd imagine it'd have to be a real step up now from Joseph Adorno for that one, who's, he's not a bad fighter at all. Adorno was really pain, frustrating performance from him tonight, but he was the considerable favourite here coming in for a reason, and Walters looked really good in kind of schooling him, as I say, just putting on a masterclass at the jab and nullifying everything Adorno threw, even though it wasn't much. It was very sparing the work from the Pennsylvania man, But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who Nicholas Walters fights next. I just thinking there tonight watching that fight, I wonder, and it's a random one, but I wonder will Matchroom Boxing maybe look at that and say if nobody's going to be queuing up to fight Andy Cruz at all, would you look to maybe get Nicholas Walters on the phone and get him in with Andy Cruz? It's a name for Cruz. Cruz will beat him comfortably. No shame of Walters for that, but yeah, it's a name for Cruz. Former world champion. So early on in his pro career, and Walters can't punch. So maybe if he can kind of they can say Walters had tested in a Cruz. That's the only name I can really think of that makes sense for both men at this stage of their career. Well, definitely Walters, if he could facing the up and comer phenom and Andy Cruz. So yeah, that was just a quick reaction to Nicholas Walters winning the biggest fight of his comeback so far. Only his third fight since 2016, and that lost to Lomachenko. And he looked really good there tonight in Florida and defeating Joseph Adorno. So by unanimous decision. So yeah, let us know what you think. How impressed were you by Nicholas Walters tonight? How frustrated were you by Adorno? And how far do you think this comeback can take Nicholas Walters? Can he get to world level? What's the ceiling now at 38 years old? Who's the best possible fighter that he could be? Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. And don't forget, as always, drop a like on the video. Helps us out a lot. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow social media. There's always great content coming up, especially with a great couple of months of boxing now on the horizon. And yeah, speak next time. Cheers. Take care.